Hey everyone, it's Rob with Rob Finds Treasure, and it's time to open up one of my penny boxes. I pick up 2 every week from Wells Fargo, as you know. We've got the second one back there. I always open them in the card just to make sure that they're circulated. These are, both of them. No enders to speak of on any of the boxes. I haven't checked the other side, so as you know, as I go through them, I'm going to be checking for the back side to make sure there's no enders on it. As always, we're going to start with this roll, and I'll loop you in should I find something worth showing. Let's start the hunt. All right, guys, 11th roll in. Finally got our first wheat cent. 1952D. I was getting worried. I was like, man, that's a lot of rolls without a wheat cent. But we are on the board with one. I've already found 2 69S's. I've looked at them under the microscope. They're not the double die obverse. But I usually only get 1 or 2 in a whole box of 69S. I get a lot of 69Ds, but not S's. Anyway, still hunting. A lot of 60s and 70 coins, copper coins in this box so far. But we're looking for better than just copper. So let's get back to the hunt. All right, guys, very next roll, roll 12. I checked the bottom and look at this. A 1944. I think it's a D. Let's get under the light. Yep. 1944 D wheat cent. Nice ender. Let's look inside the roll. 1944 D. Not a bad wheat cent. Second of the box. Second roll in a row. Let's keep looking. Very next roll, roll 13. And check it out. Kind of a different back on it too. It looks pretty worn, pretty beat up. But it's only a last year 1958 D wheat cent. Wow, it's been through the ringers. Roll 14. 1956 D. We'll take it. That's now 4 rolls in a row with a wheat cent after the first 10 having nothing. Roll 18. 5th wheat cent of the box. Another 52D. We'll take her. And we'll get back to the hunt. Roll 25, and we're going to have another wheat cent here. Let's take a look at it together. That's one pretty good. 1944, straight up from Philly. That makes 2 in the 44s. 1 Denver, 1 Philly, and more importantly, that's half a dozen wheat cents. Roll 29, got our first foreign. Thought it was an Indian head cent for a second, guys. Just when I looked down at I don't know why, but I caught a glimpse of it, and it just looked from my height like an Indian head penny. I was so excited, but you can see it right there. 1980 Canadian. I'm not mad about it. I'll take Canadians. Just give me that scare. All right, guys, we're on roll 37, and I don't normally show you when I find really nice older pennies, or in this case, I don't even want to touch it. This 1991 penny, I don't think it's even been circulated. It is in immaculate condition. I'm actually going to set it over here. I don't even think it has seen the light of day. So this is a beautiful penny right here, guys. The luster, the shine. This would probably, I'm going to guess, no matter what, would grade MS60 or better. I'm going to quit touching it, quit messing with it. It's not like it's worth a lot. It's just a 91, but it's in ridiculous shape. Let's get back to the hunt. Roll 39, and we finally got another wheat cent. It had been 14 rolls, and I was getting worried that we were done for the box. But we got one. And it looks maybe in the 40s. Nope, just another 52D. But I'll take it because it's wheat cent number 7, and I thought my wheat cent luck had ran out. We are stacking a good amount of pretty decent coins here for sure, and that 91 is ridiculous. Same roll. Looks like another wheat cent here. 1953D. We'll take it. That makes 8. It goes, the first 10 rolls I get none, then I go on a 4 or 5 Wheatie tear, then I get nothing for 14, and then I get 2 in the same roll. Not complaining. Roll 41, another wheat cent. It's another in the 50s again, but it's 53 Philadelphia. So we'll take her. Wheat cent number 9. One more for double digits. Let's get back to the hunt. Roll 42, and we're going to have our 10th wheat cent here. It's probably in the 50s again. 57D. Wheat cent number 10. All right, guys, I'm going through my pennies, and I've been spending about 20 minutes on this one 1970S penny that I found. Can't tell if it's a small date or large date. And there's a reason why I can't tell, because I'm pretty good at being able to identify that. But it has some doubling, and I can't tell if it's machine doubling or if it's really a double die obverse. I don't think it's the 1970S double die obverse 1, not the major doubling, because in God We Trust doesn't have any doubling, and neither does the Liberty. But the date and the mint mark have clear doubling no matter what. Whether it's doubled dyed or whether it's machine doubling, that's up in the air. I've got it under my microscope. Let me have you take a look. I need your input. So I've got it under the microscope here. Let me show you what I'm looking at. So here's what we got under the microscope. You can see, and I know what machine doubling looks like, and this is heavier than machine doubling. If you take a look at this image, you can clearly see the 1, the 9, the 7, the 0 on the outside and on the inside, as well as the mint mark, all have doubling. And here's the problem. There's 50 known varieties of the 1970S double die obverse. Many of them that are extremely rare and have a lot of value have doubling in the lettering, and this does not. I've looked at the lettering. I don't see it. But there are variety ones that do have doubling on the date and on the mint mark, but I can't find any images like the one I have. And again, maybe I'm being a little optimistic here. To me, that looks like pretty clear doubling and better than machine doubling, but dang it, it's so tough between identifying machine doubling versus real doubling unless it's really crisp and double thick, and I don't think it's that. I need your guys' help. Let me know what you think. Is this a coin that I should seek even further advice on, or am I just seeing a machine doubling that's heavier than normal? Here's a look under my macro. I know I'm jumping around, but just wanted to see if you guys can see anything. And I guess the second question is, well, maybe that 0 is higher than the 7 now that we look at it this way. So it's probably a large date. But anyway, there's a lot of varieties of the 1970S large date double die obverse. All right, guys, we're back to the hunt. We're on roll 46, and we do have another wheat cent. $1948S? No, 1948D. 1948D. That 8 is just faded away a little bit, and it's a little further than I would expect. But kind of an odd scent. It's got a different finish on it. Either way, we'll take it. It's another one from the 40s, only our third, and 11th wheat cent of the box. All right, guys, another box of pennies hunted. Ton of copper. We ended up with a whole bunch. 17 2009s, a Canadian, 259s. We got 11 wheat cents. 44, 44D, 48D, 3 52Ds, 2 53s, one's a D and one's a Philadelphia, 56D, 57D, and 58D. We got a nice stack of pretty nice coins here that are old. A 1960, 63, 68D, kept that 69D, another 68D, 75D, and then a couple 69S's that I always pull aside just to see under the microscope a little bit more. We ended up with 2 really nice 1991. One is just ridiculous. And then, of course, a 1970 S large date double die obverse. Can't really tell. So, if you enjoyed the hunt with me, please give the video a thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching.